Griffith is driven by his urge to be great, to be a king, someone who lives for true meaning, someone who needs to achieve his dream, a dream that he will enter darkness for. This ambition has made him fearless, intelligent, manipulative, and even emotionless, except in rare instances. Guts leaving a band of the Hawk and him being so hurt by that he was drunk from his pain and recklessly went to find solace with Princess Charlotte. Even with those being some very pivotal moments in the fate of Griffith, his most vulnerable moment comes from him reliving the moment he truly stepped outside of his comfort zone and did anything to push his dream forward. And I'm not talking about sacrificing the band of the Hawk. This started when Griffith lost a young boy who joined the Hawks to battle. A boy whose dream was to be a knight, and Griffith gave him a chance at that dream. This was the first time Griffith was seen to contemplate his decisions in a regretful tone. Sad for the boy who lost his life, he realized after that how much more men he would lose to battles, making his dream stretch farther from him. The band was growing and he needed help. To save more soldiers and preserve his dream, he had to make a choice. Griffith sold himself to Genin, a high-ranking noble he knew and tutored. This was the first time Griffith showed nothing could deter him from what he really wants. Genin was not just a noble, but a pedophile. It's not stated exactly how old Griffith was at this point, but he was for sure still a teenager. Casca walking through the castle seeing Griffith and Genin together in a way you knew Griffith did the unthinkable. I remember watching this for the first time, realizing how dark Berserk could be. It was starting to reveal the pain Griffith carries, a looming theme, and foreshadowing in different ways. Griffith relived these moments while he confided in Casca as he took a bath. This honestly was heartbreaking to see. Casca, struggling in her confusion, couldn't accept the decision Griffith seemed to make, not believing it to be true as Griffith confirms that it is. Telling Casca he sold himself to Genin to further the band of the Hawk. Griffith says this as if it's just the cost of business, nothing more, calm, level-headed, unmoved. It's not until Casca asks if Griffith is thinking of the boy who joined him in battle and lost his life that Griffith starts to waver. He continues to tell Casca he feels no responsibility for his comrades that willingly go into battle, believing they all know what they've chose, including him. If you listen to his voice in the scene, you wouldn't be able to tell he didn't believe what he said. As you watch it, you see something different. The whole time he says all of this, he digs his fingernails into his arms, scratching the surface until he digs deep into his own flesh, bleeding onto his arms and hands, and still in his voice, he remains calm. Only until he begins talking about his dream, his voice changes from passive to a dark passion, telling Casca he again holds no regrets for any comrade, but he also won't let them die in vain either. By achieving his dream, everything will be okay. A dream they fought and died for, a dream Griffith realizes has always been covered in blood. By the time Griffith finishes talking, he's now yelling, and Casca ran to hold him and console him while he dealt with this pain. Griffith was literally shaking as Casca held him, but immediately finds balance and begins to comfort her, telling her it was nothing and that he's fine. By far one of the most telling moments in Griffith's mind. He mutilated himself talking about his trauma, sadness, and regrets, and seconds later he seemed unaffected. A storm that just passed over, and now the sun re-emerged. Griffith doesn't show much emotion, at least not emotion that's based in negativity. Anger, regret, sadness, guilt, it's rare to see these emotions truly on display, and certainly not in this way. Griffith felt guilt from his decision with Genin. No matter how logical it might be financially, this is not a decision Griffith truly wanted to make. He even asked Casca at the beginning of their conversation if she thinks he's disgusting. This could be Griffith just asking, but I think he knew Casca didn't approve. Even from the moment she discovered him and Genin together. This all comes from losing that boy in battle. So much weight from the grief of that boy pushed Griffith to a minor mental breakdown. I don't think what Griffith said about not regretting comrades dying was completely true. Maybe it was fully the truth at one point, but the innocence of that boy who died affected Griffith differently. I think this is the moment he decided to truly hold no regret in his heart for his comrade's life in battle. Not because he doesn't care, but because he does care. They sacrificed themselves to help chase Griffith's dream, and so did Griffith. They lost their life, and Griffith is losing himself all to achieve his dream. This is the first example of the eclipse. Griffith spilled too much blood, sacrificed his manhood, and lost too many comrades. The Band of the Hawk lost their lives for Griffith, and Griffith lost himself to become Femto and achieve his dream. The pain he felt and regret for that boy pushed him further into destiny. The irony is that he would sacrifice all his comrades to complete his dream, and even with all that, he still feels regret from what he did to them. But just like when he confided in Casca, in seconds, he puts that pain behind him. As amazing as Griffith's ability to mask his regrets is, I think that may have something to do with his downfall. But then again, maybe not. Anytime he's been shown to be vulnerable, he quickly recovers. The only exception to that is when Guts left Band of the Hawk. If you vibing with this content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There will be a lot more Berserk content on the way, a lot more anime content on the way, a lot more comic book content on the way. Go ahead and write your name down in the journal and enjoy.